Hello, everyone. Wow, I mean, I know that it's today, but that was too much energy even for me. But hi, I'm Tessellating Hexagons, and he isn't.
I am not Tessellating Hexagons, thank you very much.
Oh, and I came all this way.
Hello, I am Tessellating Hexagons' friend. I've been living at his house for nearly a week, and I think that the family like me more than him.
I mean, can you blame them? Have you met me?
Oh, no.
But we are just distracting ourselves from the obvious.
Yes.
We are less than a day away from knowing finally who Duncan Lawrence's successor is.
It's kind of surreal, isn't it? Yeah.
I wouldn't mind waiting another week, to be honest. Maybe even another year. In fact, you know what? Let's just never have Eurovision ever again. I'm not emotionally prepared. I am physically prepared, though, because I have a score sheet. Find it in the description below. You see? That's why they like him. He is the straight man to my up-in-the-airy fairy pie. In the sky. Why?
I'm starting to become more and more concerned about this man the more I stay here.
I think I forgot to take my meds this morning, but that's okay. That can be rectified.
Are you actually being serious?
A little bit. Well, actually, yes, it's a binary choice and the options are yes and no. So yes, I am. But anyway, grand final. We have a running order and we have countries to talk about because there's 6 countries that we've not had provision to speak about yet, and
yes.
That's what this video is, I guess, reacting to the songs and I guess talking about the running order because
yes, that's a thing.
Yeah, we've done the maths. It's not a secret anymore.
The UK wasn't
Yeah! It was a legitimate concern, but no, indeed, this guy managed to actually correctly predict UK song number 9. Hey-oh!
Yes.
Just, I know that one of the competing entries this year, that the manager of the act has had a massive, embarrassing toys out of the pram tantrum about the running order, and look, mate, as Brits, we feel your pain, but at the same time, the UK has done its time with crappy running order draws. How about you spend 15 years getting drawn between 1st and 4th, then you can complain.
This man is too polite to call you out. So Malta, grow up.
You're song number 6. You're outside of the first 5. Chill.
Destiny is still a favourite to win. She may still win.
Yeah.
So stop going on about the running order and just support your artist.
I mean, it just smacks of having no faith in her. If you think, oh no, she's not in the double digits, therefore she's going to lose. Well, how much faith do you have in her then? That's basically the only thing I have to say about the running order, to be honest.
Well, personally, I think it's a pretty decent running order.
Yeah, I've seen armchair critics on Twitter being like, oh my god, it's the worst running order I've ever seen. Like, calm down. I can almost guarantee you have no idea what you're talking about.
There were 2 things I spotted with the running order. One, they've opened the show with 6 female acts in a row.
Which I would say is fair enough, bearing in mind there's what...
They are very different.
There are literally only 4 male-led acts in the first half anyway, so what were they supposed to do?
Are there 4?
Okay, 5 if you include Spain, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So Spain, Iceland, Switzerland, UK, Portugal. That's less than half.
So I don't see a massive problem with it. I probably would have maybe put one of the guys a bit closer to the beginning, but it's not really an issue.
Yeah, I mean, as long as each song is different from each other, especially in an industry that tends to be female-dominated anyway, and I'm not saying that as a good or a bad thing, it's just, like, junior contest, you can count on one hand how many times there's been a male act in a single year. So, you know, as long as the songs are different enough from each other, and, like, they are, I feel like there's not really room for complaint.
And the other thing I noticed was in the second half...
The 2 middle finger songs are next to each other?
Well, that...
I don't feel hate. Finland, hold my beer.
And from 16 to 20, there was a big run of favourites.
Yeah.
So you got Finland, Bulgaria,
Lithuania, Ukraine, and Francia.
That's going to be a very spicy section in the running order, I think.
Living for it. And at this point, manifesting a televote win for Ukraine, because they have kind of gone viral, and they have a good running order draw as well.
Yes.
Let's go back to Kiev, or Dnipropetrovsk, or just Dnipro as they call it these days.
I think everyone would be okay with that, apart from everyone Russian. But let's not get political.
Yeah, the things went sideways last time Ukraine hosted, but that aside,
yeah, everything else is fine. San Marino closing the show.
yeah, it's like it's the opposite of recent years, where like, oh, you closed the second semi-final, you don't get to sleep, you're opening the final. Well, now it's the other way around. You open the semi-final, you can close the final, and also it kind of makes for the obvious joke, like 01 soon moo, 26 later moo. So we've put the running order to rights. That just leaves the songs we've not yet talked about and what we've seen of them based on rehearsal clips and their appearances in the semi-final. And if we're doing the running order, that means we do start with the very own homegrown James Newman from the UK.
Yes! Queen!
We've got a couple of giant tooty boys suspended from the ceiling. And pyro, because it wouldn't be a song about fire without fire. Well, actually it would, it just would be a bit unexpected to not have fire.
This looks good. This is probably one of the best staged UK acts in a very long time, to be honest.
Yeah, because, we've been new. The UK does tend to really like elaborate props, and the only year we haven't had one to speak of was 2019, and that's because no one was allowed to have anything nice that year. So, we have two giant trumpets, and I mean, it's iconic to say the least, but also having seen the clip they played during the second semi-final, like, first of all, I feel like James was like really engaging with the crowd in a really good way, and also one of my biggest fears completely put to bed. He nailed the vocals in his semi-final performance. Yeah,
he's really grown as a vocalist. Last year, when he was singing My Last Breath,
it didn't inspire confidence.
He didn't have the best of vocals, but he's really worked on it over the year, and he's become a really good showman.
Yeah.
And personally, there's nothing like this in the lineup this year, because obviously Czech Republic have been eliminated. There's no straight boy pop, as some people like to call it, apart from the United Kingdom. So those who like this kind of stuff will be drawn to vote for us.
Yeah, and
so
I maintain that it is culturally relevant to the United Kingdom, what with the likes of Becky Hill and that whole field of it. I keep wanting to say Sandro, and I don't want that to like pull us back, but like it hits the same sort of niche.
Yeah, I will be disappointed if this doesn't do very well.
Yeah, because when last I saw, the UK were at the top of the betting odds for who's gonna come last, which, first of all, no he won't. Second of all, those kinds of pools shouldn't even exist because they do nothing but spread negativity and hatred.
Yes.
And for a third thing, you! And for a fourth thing as well, I think that's entirely just based on who's placing bets.
Yes.
And this country has a really unhealthy relationship with celebrating failure. So it's like, oh, well, we're competing, so of course we're gonna come last. Well, clearly not if you've done your fucking research.
And relax. But yes, I do think we are going to do better than we have done in previous years. We've got a good slot in the running order. We're on 9th. And I do genuinely think that we are going to do quite well with the jury vote, because
bloody well better.
Because
I just don't want to be disappointed.
I will be happy with 15th.
Yeah, like it came 15th in my personal rankings. It came 15th in the Mega Top 39. That's not even the left-hand side of the scoreboard, and we will take it. Come on, Europe, throw us a bone. Then there's Spain. In the words of the Misadventures of Skooks, thank you for finding the moon, but I wish you hadn't.
I have no idea what he's going on about.
Oh, if someone doesn't know how to swoosh right in. But yeah, it's a pretty song, and he's a good singman, and I think he won the fake voting in the thingy rehearsal house.
The first rehearsal, he for the final. He won the fake voting,
which doesn't really count for anything. But
of course,
it's just nice to see.
But yeah, I am pleased that they have put this in a good slot.
Yeah.
Because
they could have buried this,
yes.
and it could have done really badly as well. But like, I think this will protect it from the absolute bottom of the scoreboard. And like, that's not even a bad word against Bless or the song. It's just the sort of thing where if it was put on early, the televote would forget about it, and the jury would feel justified in overlooking it, and that is not fair because he's an absolutely brilliant vocalist. Like, having heard this and his other stuff.
If this comes in the bottom 10 of the jury vote, then they're not doing their jobs properly. Because this is exactly the kind of song that should benefit from the juries being there. I don't see this doing that well with the public. Spain never do. But at the end of the day, Spain have sent something again that is getting overlooked just because it's Spain.
Because this sort of thing isn't expected from Spain. And to be clear, that's the reason why. It's based on past experience. It's not someone going, oh, I'm going to vote for this. Oh, no, wait, it's Spain. Can't do that. They're silly. No one does that. And if you do, you're an idiot. There is no nice way of saying that. And I'm the good cop here.
Yeah, and like with Lavender, that was just completely overlooked.
Yeah.
It didn't even do that well with the public.
It was on late. The staging was kind of a mess. A little bit irrelevant. Giant mannequin.
Yeah. But this Spanish entry has really nice staging. The moon.
I mean, the moon didn't really need to be there. It could have just been on the LEDs.
Yeah,
but
hey.
You know, they've got it for real. They could take it home with them as a gift.
Well, I bet Samantha Tina wants it, so...
She'll paint it red.
But yeah, I will be disappointed if Spain finishes in the bottom 5 this year because they don't deserve it. And a lot of the times they've come in the bottom 5, they haven't deserved it.
Very, very true. And like, this is a rare year where like the odds of last place being an auto qualifier are phenomenally low.
Like, all 6 of the automatic qualifiers are quality.
Yeah,
they deserve to be in the final.
They have something for the jury, something for the public, or both. So, you know. Yes. Even Germany. I don't feel hate for this song, and if you do, I feel sorry for you. It's fun. It's a fun time. It's a bop. I do think, based on what we've seen from the rehearsal footage, I'm worried about his breathing technique. I'm worried that this might end up going the same way as Moustache in 2014, where there's so much energy in the choreography to the point that the vocals are just not there at all. Now, granted, the rehearsal clip that we've seen and the semi-final performance wasn't that bad, but it was enough to give me a reason to concern.
Like, he looks great. The staging looks fun. He's having a good time. The vocal was off. So he does need to just practice his breathing, calm down a little bit on stage, bring the energy, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
But don't make yourself out of breath halfway through the song, because it's just going to ruin the second half of your performance with Val. Everything is there. Jendrik just needs to bring it on stage.
Yeah.
And this is not going to do well with the jury at all.
Which is a shame, because it's not a badly made song. It's not badly written. It's not badly produced. But it's too fun for the jury, and that's typically the role they tend to fall into, whether that's the intention or not.
And I do see this garnering quite a lot of televote support.
I certainly hope it does, because this is not a terrible song that people seem to want to pretend that it is.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure the UK will vote for this.
Yeah, people seem to have too much fun complaining about this song, to be honest. And from what I've seen from the staging, I'm sort of in two minds in that there are some parts in there where it feels a little bit empty, like you're aware that there's few people on a large stage. But on the other hand, there's a bit where they have this back and forth where Jendrik and co are like, they're having this sort of face-off with the hand girl, and like the background sort of goes back and forth with them. I think that's a really clever effect, and that is definitely going to work in its favour.
Yeah, that was very good. I've just remembered that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed what we saw.
It is very demanding though, and so he needs to be ready for that. And also, I do worry because the index finger of the hand costume is the dancer's arm. So if she puts her arm down, that will just be the middle finger, and they're not allowed to do that.
Well, if they do it on stage, they can't exactly blur it out. So
Yeah, and if the BBC did blur it out, then we would be in trouble because China did that, and that didn't go well for China.
Well, that's because the Chinese broadcaster were homophobic and disgusting.
And tattooophobic.
Yes.
You know, because those two things are clearly on the same level. Sarcasm, homophobia is bad.
And then there's France. It's the national final performance. Again.
I don't fully remember. Have they tweaked the cameras a bit? I feel like they have.
I wouldn't know because I've not watched the national final performance in a very long time, but it does very much scream copy and paste to me.
Yeah,
it's done well though. It's a good performance.
It is very well staged. I think again I have sort of a two-pronged thought about it. It's like a fork but with only two prongs, so it's a toque. On one side, I do like that. I don't know if it's throughout the whole thing or just towards the end. Maybe it was just the video I was watching, but I'm fairly sure that they're filming it in a weird frame rate. That it has this sort of slightly stop motion-y choppiness to it, and I think that's a really nice effect. It really adds to the atmosphere. And then on the other side, for the final refrain or so, the camera's sort of swinging back and forth in front of her face, and that is a nice effect, but I think it outstays its welcome.
Yeah, it goes on for too long, I think.
Like, they could at least have like sort of a back, forth, 360 degrees around her and then back into it. Just something so it's not just swaying back and forth. And like, I know, artistic minimalism and all that, they want to go over the top. But I do think that there is such a thing as going under the bottom here, to the point where you're trying so hard for a particular aesthetic that it sort of forgets its intended purpose.
Yeah, like...
And don't get me wrong, I want this song to do well because it is very good. It's in my personal top 10. I just don't want it to go so hard on the artsy that it undersells everything else.
But that's my problem with it. I just think it's too artsy for my taste.
I mean, it's France. They number their arts.
Sorry.
I studied media. I don't even remember what the other arts are. I just know that... Wait, is the 7th one film? I'm getting mixed up with The Fifth Element now.
But yes, personally, I find this song and performance to be quite overrated.
I see where you're coming from with that. I personally enjoy it, but I do see how if you're not into this song, then it can rub you the wrong way. So I totally get that.
It just feels like we've heard this all before.
We did in 2009.
For months I've been saying this is going to do very, very well with the jury vote.
Yeah.
This is going to come top 3, top 5 with the jury.
And rightly so.
But it will do exactly what happened with Madame Monsieur and Alma. It will come mid-table with the public and finish about 12th.
Which will be a shame, because it is a good song, but I think maybe France will look back on this in a month's time and go, wow, that we had high hopes and it fulfilled only most of them.
Like a top 10 finish would be good for France, and I wouldn't begrudge them that, but I do not want this to win.
If it was top 5 or top 3, I would be definitely very okay with that. I do understand where people come from when they disagree with that. Netherlands?
The Noodle Hands!
The host nation! Not really anything to say.
It's good.
It's colourful, it brings the appropriate amounts of energy. I didn't even know that Janro had a twin brother.
It might not be his twin brother, but it's definitely his brother.
And he's wearing that, I've made this joke before, that stunning white and gold outfit. It had to be said. I've been on the internet for too long. It's corrupted my sense of humour. But yeah, the staging is basically what this song needs.
Yeah. It's good, it's colourful. His vocals are really good.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think this is going to come last, when a lot of people think it will.
I think that's definitely too harsh a snap judgment. I think the juries will save it, but not not profoundly, but enough to keep it away from the dreaded bottom spot, especially if there are others in the final who can't deliver vocally, and I think we're both thinking of the same country here. But anyway, yeah, colour, fun, and it has both Yonoman Brokomi and the translation of that in the background, so I think that's good for really helping the message to come across, so that there's no risk of mishearing it, and there's no risk of not understanding it, so it really, it transcends, it really puts the message across.
And I would like to say this now that I'm actually on camera. Can y'all just stop with the "you are my broccoli" jokes? It is disrespectful. It is borderline racist.
Literally, I was about to say the same thing.
And you are all disgusting for making such a massive joke about something that is so meaningful, and I'm finding it hard to find the word to articulate here.
It's a culture and not a costume.
Yes.
Now, I will say, you know, if you mishear it once, go, oh, I misheard it as so-and-so, that's pretty funny. That's fine. But harping on it repeatedly and turning it into this running joke where you're going, ha, it's the broccoli song. Like, grow up! This is an actual language spoken by actual human people. Do you people take pleasure in forgetting that these are more than just faceless musical entities? These 26 finalists and the others who didn't qualify are actual, real people. All of them have a background and a story, and this song is one of the rawest examples of that. So if you're going to make fun of it, just examine yourself. And sort of keeping that level of energy, I guess we could just sort of roll into Italy.
Italy, the favourite to win. I don't want this to win.
Yeah, the fact that it's being treated as the favourite to win, that surprises me. And I don't hold it against them. It's just that, like, there have been previous years where they've been more hyped up for longer, and they've lost out to songs with less hype. And
Il Volo, Francesco Gabbani, Mahmood.
And Fabrizio and Ermal.
I wouldn't say that was more hyped, but
like I said, I don't hold it against them. I think that the issue I take with this song is that the composition itself has so few phrases that are just put on a loop in terms of musicality, and it's just what I don't understand is the inconsistency in the fandom, where, like, in my mind, I don't really get what separates this song from any other rock entry that's been at Eurovision before, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm saying, why does it deserve special treatment here and now? And I don't want it to pull them down, because, like, their performance is absolutely brilliant, but, like, I'm just saying it's not the first time that we've had a great rock song performed really well on the Eurovision stage, so why is it getting preferential treatment? And you know, I want to make it absolutely, beyond a doubt, clear. I'm not saying they don't deserve to be treated well. I'm not saying that they deserve a poor result. I'm just saying, like,
why does this song deserve all the love when you've treated other rock bands so badly in the past?
Yeah, like, I feel like it's unfair to Måneskin to just say, oh, well, it's Italy, so it automatically deserves better. Like, judge them for who they are, not, you know, like, instead of the gaps that you've filled in mentally. And you know, by all means, enjoy the song, but do you enjoy the song, or are you just going with the hype train? Which is a valid question. You know, I'm not trying to belittle anyone's opinions. It's just, like, it's a good song. I don't understand where the sudden last-minute hype for it has come from. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if it won. It is a very, very large performance.
It has a lot of emotions, and also it would do a lot of good for the contest in terms of genre representation and by having another non-English language winner. I'm not saying boo-hoo English bad, it's just showing that a Big Five country can still win, a non-English song can still win, a song that isn't a wailing ballad or a Yas Queen diva pop whatever can still win. So if it does win, it'll be statistically very good. It's just, I don't take issue with the song, I take issue with how erratic the fandom's opinions at large tend to be. It's the fandom I take issue with, not the song. The song is just the face of their spontaneity.
Yeah. Like, this is going to do okay. Like, it's going to come top 5.
I'm fine with that.
I will be a little bit disappointed if it wins, but if it does, fair enough.
Yeah, like, if I were to rank all of Italy's entries that I've ever heard, I would still put 2011 and 2019 higher than this. But
I'd put quite a few higher than this, to be quite honest. But...
I mean, hey, that's your opinion, and that's fine. But, like, this would still be up there, it just wouldn't be at the very top for me. And so, to see this be treated like it's the next coming of sliced turnips would be like, really, fandom? That's not what you were saying a month ago, but whatever.
Yeah, like, it's like Fuego all over again. No one cared about it until they saw it on stage.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it is good that someone can salvage a mediocre reception. It has that feeling of gaslighting to us. But, you know, I want to make it clear. If it does well, we don't hold that against them. I just want to better understand the fandom, because at the moment their behaviour seems really random.
Yeah.
But the song's good. I think that's what we should be focusing on. It's a good song. Performed very well.
It's a good song. They perform it well. I wish them the best of luck.
Yeah.
I personally would prefer another song to win.
I wish them and all the other finalists fair judgment. That's what I prioritise here.
Yes.
I'm neutral. I am unbiased. Obviously, I have my personal opinions, but when I think objectively, I want to think objectively. I am the judge. You know, I want to be as neutral as I can. So I wish everyone the best of it. Sincerely.
Whoever wins, fair play. I hope every single one of those performers does their best.
Yeah, and go in the video description, download the scorecard, read out all of their names. There is not an unworthy winner among them.
Like all 26 of the artists here, with exception to Moldova, deserve to be in this final. And they all deserve respect, including Moldova. Moldova do deserve respect.
I'm glad you brought that back.
At the end of the day, it's just a song contest. If your favourite doesn't win,
get over it.
You can still listen to it afterwards.
Yeah, the songs don't disappear if they don't do well.
Just enjoy the show, have fun.
It's going to be a brilliant show.
Yeah. Whoever wins, wins. Let's just have fun.
And so, on that note, with just a matter of hours to go, let the Eurovision Song Contest begin!